All right, here we go at the top of your paper, Unit 13, Topic 2. This is going to be operations of rational functions. Oops, there we go. Operations of rational functions. Your quiz, girls, stop please, is over topic 1 and 2, and it is on Friday. So you will have to simplify, add, subtract, multiply, and divide will be on your quiz Friday. So today and tomorrow, we are only going to add and subtract. So that is what we are doing today and tomorrow. We're going to break it out and do a little work, a little practice, little work, a little practice. When I add and subtract, the one thing I must have is a common denominator. So I must have common denominators. You need an office referral? Put it away. In your backpack. No, sir, in your backpack. Zachariah. Go get an office referral and go to the office then. It's right there. Fill it up. All right, here we go. My first example. X minus 4 divided by 3 plus 5x divided by 3. What do I notice about it? What's the first thing you notice about this? They have the same denominators. Just a second. What did you ask? I don't know what it is. All right. Sorry. So because they have the same denominator, that's what's the most important. Once I know they have the same denominator, then I can make this as one fraction. So I'm going to write straight across. I'm going to write x minus 4 plus 5x. How did I know it was a plus 5x? No. How did I know it was a plus 5x? Because it says plus right here in the middle. Okay? Now that my denominator's the same, I can combine like terms on top. So I have a 1x plus 5x, which will give me 6x minus 4. Where did 6x come from? X plus 5x. Here's the simplifying part. So this is the topic 1 I told you have to know how to do. Look at them separately. The top says 6x minus 4. What can I do to that? I can divide or take out a 2. So if I take out a 2, what will be left over? Because 6 and 4 are both divisible by 2. So what will be left over? What is 6x divided by 2? 3x, and negative 4 divided by 2 is a negative 2. Now let's look at my denominator. It's just a 3, so it has nothing to take out. The last thing you have to do is look at outside parentheses, 2 and 3. Can 2/3 be simplified at all? Nope, then that would be my answer. I'm going to give you one I want you to try. but be very careful. There's one thing that changes in it. So I have a 2x plus 6 divided by 2 minus 4 divided by 2. So I want you to see if you can get that, how it should be, please. I notice they have the same denominator, which is good news to me. Be very careful about the problem. Why do I have a minus 4? Because this is a minus sign, so I have a minus 4, which would give me 2x plus 2. Looking at the numerator, what number can I take out of there? Okay, so if I take a 2 out, what will be left over? X plus 1 divided by 2. Now, looking outside parentheses, what do I know about 2 divided by 2? They cancel, or better would be it equals 1. So what would my final answer be? X plus 1. Okay. All right, we're going to make it one step harder now. So my next example will say 3x minus 8 divided by 4x plus x plus 8 divided by x. What do you notice about these denominators? These are not the same. These are different. So I have to find something they have in common. Start with numbers, then letters, okay? So just look at numbers. This is a 4 and a 1. So what denominator number can they have the same? No, 4. They have 4 the same, okay? Or let me ask it this way. How can I make my 1x look like my 4x? What can I do to it? Multiply it by 4, okay? So if I multiply my denominator by 4, I have to multiply my numerator by 4. So let's rewrite my problem. I have 3x minus 8 divided by 4x. That one's not changing. Plus, if I multiply my numerator by 4, what am I going to have? 4x plus what? Plus 32. And then if I multiply my denominator by 4, I now have 4x. So now that my denominators are the same, I can make it one big fraction. So I have a 3x minus 8 plus 4x plus 32. When I combine things that look the same, so I have a 3x plus 4x, which would be 7x. I have a negative 8 plus 32, which would give me a positive 24, all divided by 4x. At the top, 7x plus 24, do those have a GCF? No, then there's probably not much I can do, and that would be my answer. Then give you one to try by yourself, and then I'm going to give you 6 problems to do on your own. X plus 2 divided by x minus 2x plus 4 divided by 3x. Be very careful with that minus sign. It's going to change a lot of things. I know these are different, so I need to find a common denominator. See if you can do that for me. When you make one fraction, you would have 3x plus 6 minus 2x minus 4. Where did that minus 4 come from? Because why? Because this subtraction sign has to distribute to both of them, okay? Which would then give me x plus 2 all over 3x. How many people got x plus 2 over 3x? Very good. You didn't finish? That's okay. 10? How did he get 10? He added. What do you have to do with this? You have to distribute the subtraction sign, okay? All right, so here's what I want you to do. I'm going to put problems up here. I think it's 8 problems that I want you to do. They are also at your table, but you need to know what 8 problems to do. So I need you to do these that have the numbers. Not this one. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 11, and 17. And then we will move on to a few that are a little bit harder, okay? So I'm going to pause the video so you have time to work on these. I'll give you probably about 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to make it a little bit harder. Do not write on my paper. You can write the numbers. Yes, that's fine. You can go number them if you would like to. I have 2 things to say real quick. I really need you paying attention. If I have a 4x plus 7 and a 2x plus 3, these right here cannot cancel. Why can these can't do it? Why? Because they're being attached with a plus sign. They're not by themselves. If it said 4x plus 7 and 2x plus 3, is that 4 still attached to the 7? No. So then you can cancel. Do you see the difference between these 2 problems? Okay. All right, we're going to try a problem that's just a little bit harder. And then I'm going to let you do a little more practice. Okay. So back to your notes, please. Our next example is going to say 3 over 4x minus 4 over 3x squared. So my biggest suggestion is look at your denominator 2 different ways. Number 1, look at numbers. Number 2, look at letters, okay? So if I'm just looking at 4 and 3, what common denominator does a 4 and a 3 have? 12. So I know my new denominator is going to have a 12 in it, okay? Now, I have an x and an x squared. When we find the lowest common denominator, I can't take things away. So if my biggest exponent is a 2, that means I have to at least have that in my denominator, if not bigger, okay? So if I have 1x and you have 2x's, what's the number we will have the same? That's the biggest. It'll be 2x's, so it'll be x squared. So they have to both have at least an x squared, okay?
Wait, so how would the 4x turn into, I get it, get 12, but how would it be x?
Because if I have 1x and you have 2x's, we have to have the same in our denominator, but without taking anything away. We can add 2, we can't take away. So I have to have 2x's like you have over here, okay? So how do I get from 4x to 12x squared? What do I multiply by? By 3x. And if I do that to the denominator, I do it to the numerator. So what is my new numerator going to be? 9x. How do I get from 3x squared to 12x squared? Multiply by 4. And if I multiply by 4 on the bottom, I do it on the top, so I have a 16. Now what do I notice about my denominators? They are the same. So I have one problem with a 12x squared on the bottom, and on top I have 9x minus 16. 9x minus 16, does that have a GCF? No, so I can't simplify it at all. So this would be my answer. Okay, let's do one more where we have different denominators. I'm going to have you try a few. What if I give you 6 minus 4x divided by 2x squared? How do I turn that 6 into a fraction? I put a 1 underneath it. So now I need a new denominator. I have a 1 and a 2x squared. So if I have a 1 and a 2, what's my new denominator going to be? 2. So I know both of these are going to have a 2. And if I have nothing and I have an x squared, what is my letter going to have to be in my denominator? X squared. So how do I get from 1 to 2x squared? I multiply by 2x squared. So what is 6 times 2x squared? 12x squared. I know you fools are writing this down over there. How do I get from 2x squared to 2x squared? Does anything change? Nope, then neither does my numerator. And now since these are the same, I can write it as one fraction. So I have 12x squared minus 4x. So now let's simplify, looking just at the top. 12x squared minus 4x, what do they have the same? 4x. And then 12x squared divided by 4x would be 3x. What is negative 4x divided by 4x? Negative 1. All divided by 2x squared. I'm not done though, because these are outside parentheses. So what is 4x divided by 2x squared? Look at numbers first. What's 4 divided by 2? And it stays on the top. What is x divided by x squared? X, where does it go? Top or bottom? Why does it go on the bottom? There's more of them. And then my 3x minus 1 has to stay in parentheses. Okay. Let's see. So now on your paper, I'd like for you to do numbers 5, 9, 19. Go get those done for me next. 5, 9, and 19, please. Okay, let's look at number 9. So write this down if you don't have it already. 7 minus 4 over x minus 9. How do I make 7 into a fraction? Okay. Anytime I have over 1, well, it's already told me what my new denominator has to be. So between a 1 and an x minus 9, what's my new denominator going to be? X minus 9. Okay? So I know I'm going to have this. Now, how do I get from 1 to x minus 9? You have to multiply by x minus 9. That means this 7 is being multiplied by x minus 9. Does my second fraction change? No, because it's exactly what I need it to be. Okay? Now, what do I do with this 7? We distribute it. So I have 7x minus 63 minus 4 all over x minus 9. So Claire, maybe I had the mistake. So I have 7x minus 67 over x minus 9. Does 7x and 67 have a GCF? Then this has to be my answer. Okay. Tomorrow, when you come to class, we're going to keep practicing this, especially with denominators that have letters and numbers. If you have not started your homework, I would start the first one. You know how to do the first one, okay? It is simplifying, which is what we did on Friday. I got a lot of people who aren't paying attention. I need that homework done, your first one, by Wednesday, because the second homework you can't start until Wednesday. So get the first homework done, and then we will do the second homework on Wednesday. Are we on the same page? Y'all do not be absent this week. It's going to be hard to learn this if you are absent, okay?